Welcome back, everyone. Well, I have to start with a story. It was last fall on a Friday morning, early in the morning, probably 6:30, 7 o'clock. My wife and I live right in Glens Falls, right near Crandall Park, and our cat's going crazy, and I'm hearing, and I'm thinking to myself, Darth Vader's here. Darth Vader is someplace. I look out the window, and at tree height, Darth Vader was there. No, I wasn't hallucinating. It was a hot air balloon. And it was part of the Balloon Fest, which is a real annual, the best event in the fall in Warren County for sure. Joining me today is Chris Ellis.
Hi, Jesse.
Hi, Chris. Welcome. Chris is with Suburban Propane. Get the link, balloonist, gas, propane, and has been involved with the Balloon Fest for years. And we invited him on so we could tell you about the events this weekend.
All right.
So, again, I assume Friday morning, first thing, I should be on guard?
I would say at 5 o'clock in the morning, I'd say start listening.
Yeah, that's right. And that's part of the tradition now, right, Chris?
Yeah,
the Crandall Park launch?
Yeah, they'll launch Friday morning. Not all the balloons, but specific ones. They'll launch from Crandall Park in the morning and then float over Glens Falls, and people will come out and say hi.
Oh boy, do they ever.
Yeah, they'll wave, and it's a good thing.
You know, everyone's out on the lawns and they're in the streets and whatever. It's just what a great community event it is. And of course, all the pets go crazy.
Yes, they do. Not a lot of barking going on.
That's right. That's right for sure. And that Crandall Park event, that actually starts Thursday night, correct?
Thursday night's the kickoff.
Right.
They do have food and live music, that sort of thing. And it's all the balloonists that are coming in, they'll come in and park, and some of them will launch on Thursday night. Some of them will just blow up their balloons so people can take a look.
Mm-hmm. You know, it's something, and for those of you that have gone to the Balloon Fest, there's something about, even if they don't take off, it's something when they light them up.
Oh, yeah.
And it's dark, and the luminance is insane.
Yeah, I believe they call it the moon glow. And,
yes, they do.
It's a very nice thing to look at. A lot picturesque, I would call that. Yeah.
Boy, you use the word picturesque.
Yes, I
do.
That's
really good.
Got a vocabulary there.
On Saturday, the event really shifts over to Warren County Airport, as it has done for like 43 years, right?
That's correct. 43 years, going strong.
I got it. All right. And you know, Chris, before we went on, we were talking about it. He used the perfect word. If anything was like a fair, if you think of a country fair, if you think of fair atmosphere, the Balloon Fest really is that, right?
I believe it is. Yes. Yeah. There's some games and some rides, you know, bouncy houses, stuff like that. They do have food. It's kind of a fair atmosphere, and there's music playing, and people are just having a good time waiting for the balloons to launch.
Boy, you got that right. And they launch, I think, traditionally in the morning, right?
Yes.
That's one of the
Yes, they do.
launches. And, of course, they go up at sunset.
They go up at sunset, yes.
And with the weather that they're predicting this weekend, I can't even imagine what that's going to be
Probably
like.
looking for a record attendance this year, and just a real good, real good atmosphere this year.
Yeah, sure. Tell our viewers, how many balloons do you think?
Usually it's we'll service between 50 to 100 balloons,
Wow.
and it depends on who's coming in. But usually they're shooting for 50 to 100.
Mm-hmm. Now I know there's a couple of guys out there, especially who are thinking to themselves, propane, Suburban propane, balloons. How many gallons?
We're probably in the neighborhood of between 2,000 and 6,000 gallons for the weekend.
That's unreal.
That is.
That's a lot of propane.
It depends on the weather. If we have
Sure.
a bad year, it could be lower, but
Sure.
we're looking for a good one this year.
I know. There's nothing like seeing these balloons. If you haven't seen it, you have to go. But word to you who go, and those of you who are thinking of going, they expect about 150,000 people.
Yes, that's correct.
That's a big fair, by the way.
That is a lot of people. And
You're
they come
totally
from everywhere. I've run into people from New York City, down in Pennsylvania. They'll come up and take a look. It's a good thing.
Well, it's really quite a tradition.
Yes.
The balloonists, by the way, come from all over the country.
Yes, they do.
I think you were telling me that someone came from Arizona.
There was a guy from Arizona. I remember meeting him a couple of years ago.
Do you think he flew his balloon there?
I don't know. I'd be a little slow, but maybe a little tricky with the winds too.
And the balloonists themselves are quite a bunch. They are real diehards. They're passionate about what they do, and they love it.
Yes, they do. I was introduced to the balloonists a few years ago when I started with Suburban, and they they know exactly what they're doing, but they like to have fun doing it. So
Yes, they sure do.
It's a pleasure to meet every one of them.
I know. And when you're there, you bring the family, of course, as we were saying, there's all kinds of activity, very fair-like atmosphere.
Yeah.
And they will blow up the balloons, and you get to see them, go from being just flat on the ground and onto these wonderful, beautiful orbs.
Yeah.
I used the word orb.
Yes, that's good.
This is a pretty good interview.
Yeah, this is going good.
Well, Chris, thank you very much for coming in.
Okay.
I want to remind you, it's all weekend long. It's free. You have to get there early and find your way in. Plenty of parking because they park the cars right on the tarmac, right?
Yes, they do.
And spend as much time as you want. Come early in the morning. I really highly recommend that. I bet you do too. And there's nothing like the sunset launch.
Yes.
See all of these balloons, 50 to 100 balloons launching. It's an unbelievable sight.
We're looking forward to it, Jesse.
Yeah, I bet. Well, Chris, thank you very much for coming in.
All right, well, you were welcome.
And
Thank you.
I'll see you Saturday.
All right, see you there.
Maybe if I can find you in 150,000 people. To see this interview again, you can head to our website, looktvonline.com.